Hi everyone, welcome to yet another video provided to you by Madrid Software Training Solutions. This time we have come up with a very interesting topic and a very hyped one for that matter to you, which is none other than NLP or Natural Language Processing. So this is a video for your feet to get little tiptoed in the water before you dive into producing or developing big and complex projects using NLP. So my name is Karuna Mangla. I'm a data science mentor and a data scientist. So let's get started. Haven't you ever wondered how Siri, Alexa, or Google Assistant for that matter does everything for you? Be it as simple as setting up your alarm clock, calling your mother, calling somebody else, or doing a web research and producing some complex answer for you. Doesn't it feel like having a personal butler who can do everything for you, literally everything? I know it cannot provide you food, but yeah, anything except that. So it's just like a personal butler to you, but doesn't take a human space for that matter in your house, and also protects your privacy from your mother and not complains about it. Besides, it is the one thing that protects your privacy the most. So yeah, going on to that, you can tell Alexa to play songs for you, whichever you like. You can tell to switch on and off lights. You can tell Siri to call somebody and to fix up a solution for you, to search something for you, to even tell you directions and so on. So is it amazing how is this happening? We'll get the answers to everything. Just go along with me. Or haven't you ever wondered how big companies like Sony, Samsung, even Zomato, it is a big startup now, and Uber, the customer support to that gives you such personal attention. Do you really think there is someone sitting there, or a person or a human entity? So they really would have to employ like a million people for a billion and trillion population that they are targeting, right? So that's not happening. Everyone would get employment then. So yeah, so they have a machine or a process that processed text for you. So there are words. See, these are simple English words but have different meanings. If I'm saying good, then it is a four-letter word. If I'm saying bad, then it is a three-letter word. They are all English words built up of consonants and vowels. But how does a machine is predicting or getting the text, getting my emotion out of it? Isn't it very amazing how it is doing that? Moving on, and I'll give you answer to that. You just prepare to get amazed with this video. So having translation into another languages, you speak in one language and you can translate into literally so many languages, 10 to 12 languages, or even whatever language that is possible for you. So just giving you an example of from Friends, the series, because I'm a huge fan. So wouldn't it have been easier for Phoebe to date that foreign diplomat Sergei if this had been the case? Yeah, it would have been much easier and she wouldn't have to go with the trouble of the translator, right? So yeah, it's this is how easy it has been now that you can speak into one language and translate into so many other languages or whichever language there is. So just have a look at this. Hey Jacqueline, and just see that only with the subject that is given Taco Tuesday, how the prediction is happening. Isn't it so cool? This has made my problems of writing and every single word on my own. And for that matter, going into the ambiguity in my head whether the spelling is correct or not, whether the grammar is correct or not. So it is predicting the text for me. It is giving me the whole address with the commas and the pin code. So yeah, this is how is it happening? How my emails are getting predicted? How does somebody know what I want to convey to somebody else who it does not know, and whoever so I put in my to text who I want to give my mails to. So this is really amazing, guys. Yeah. Wouldn't it be wonderful if you didn't have to read big and heavy books, pages after pages? For that matter, PDFs, if you are going very digital these days. So there are PDFs, and PDFs would be as long as the book, right? It would contain every single page. Wouldn't it be great if somebody could have given you just the gist and you could have gone through it in like an hour or two, beyond going to the books or for like days and days and maybe getting some into it and sleeping on it? Yeah, wouldn't it have been cool to get rid of all those book reading? Yeah, it would have been. So also, yeah, I know this is not a very good example. Autocorrect have made mistakes for many people, but yeah, autocorrect spellings. So I personally rely on that. I just write something and it knows what I want to write and it corrects spellings for me. And yeah, it really corrects it. I know this is not a typical case, but yeah, just for fun. So the answer to every single thing that I said is NLP, nothing but NLP, which is known as natural language processing. Somewhere, I mean, in very complex terms, it is also known as neural linguistic programming. But yeah, NLP is the most common term that we have heard. So we are going to see how it helps. Every single thing that we saw previously, you can say, are the use cases or the applications of NLP. This is the reverse procedure that we have seen. Every single person explains you what it does, but yeah, we tried something better that we have told you to create the amazement and curiosity what it can do. So personally, NLP is my favorite subject in all of the data science and artificial intelligence. Let's move ahead and see what is NLP exactly. So NLP, natural language processing, is nothing but having your resources and doing some analysis into that and then providing it a model and getting your applications done. Thus, we can say NLP, or natural language processing, is a subfield of linguistics, which is known as work on the languages. So computer science providing a little bit of science into that, and artificial intelligence, a lot of artificial intelligence, I would say, or rather I would say a lot of computer science first. So you have to do science on the data that you get, and that is concerned with the interactions between the computers, the machine that you are using basically, and the human, and its language, basically the human language that you are using. In particular, how to program the computers to process and analyze large amounts of natural language data. Natural language being the language that we daily speak, or the language that I'm talking to you in now. So that is my natural language. The result, what we want, or what NLP gives us, is a computer or a machine for that matter, which is capable of understanding the contents of documents, whatever is written in that particular document or data set for that matter, including the contextual nuances of the language. Contextual nuances being the meaning, the hidden meaning, or how the words are being used. So if I say, what are you saying after something has been said, that is just an expression, right? So it includes the contextual nuances of the language within what is written. So the technology can then accurately extract information and insights that is contained in the documents, as well as it categorizes and organizes these documents or data for you as and how you need them to be. So that is what natural language processing is. Next, we are going to see how this NLP actually works. If I want to do something with it, how does it actually work? So then we have some processes that we have to go along with. We have lexical analysis. Lexical analysis is nothing but, you can say, removing what is not necessary, removing the messy or the unclean things, removing the spaces wherever it is not necessary, removing the dots as people write in their normal chats. If I'd say, if I have to categorize or organize or get the meaning out of the chats or a summary out of the chats, right? Getting rid of, yeah, again, uh, the extra full stops or extra punctuation marks, commas, and so on. So that is just lexical analysis. And for that matter, stemming and lemmatization and so on are the processes that you work on with in lexical analysis. Syntax analysis is nothing but checking the syntax. For example, if I really talk about natural language, what would you check in terms of syntax in English language? So it would be the grammar, right? The grammar, how you write it. So subject is supposed to be first, then there is verb, what action is supposed to be taken, and then there is a predicate. So that is the syntax check that I'll do. That is the analysis that I do. Then comes the semantic analysis. Semantic analysis is nothing but getting the meaning out of whatever it is written. So getting the meaning out of it, meaning whatever every single word means, you can say like that. But then there is a, again, the techniques that are used here are bag of words. You can say TF-IDF factorizer is also one of them, and so on. So the discourse and the pragmatic analysis are one and the same thing, I would say, or very related to each other. So it is a part of the process of extracting information from the text. So what meaning or what it exactly wants to say. So for example, specifically, basically it's the portion that focuses on taking structure set of text and figuring out what the actual meaning is, whatever it wants to say. So where the context is considered from the text. So the linguistic approach to that, how in some language, whatever is produced or whatever is supposed to be said. For example, if there are two contexts, there are two documents that you have. First document is written as I love fish, and that's why I'm going to fillet one for the lunch. And the second example says I love fish and I'm going to have an aquarium soon in my house. So both are really different. First one means I love the fish in the way that I love eating it. And the second one says I love fish in the way I like to have one as a pet, or I like to have one to showcase in my house, in my garden, or whatsoever. I want to have an aquarium and I want to have beautiful fishes in that, right? So this is how you can say. So if the meanings get interchanged, that would be really fatal, right? You will eat what fish you wanted to have in your aquarium, and that is not good. So these are some examples of how you get the context out of a single language. So yeah, this is how NLP works. And going back to where I started from, we'll see the example of a virtual assistant and see how it works. So there you go, guys. There is an example as Alexa, check my voicemails from mom. So this is the basic sentence or the basic command that I give the virtual assistant. So what it extracts from all of it is Alexa is the subject that I'm using, and it it deletes that basically. The extra commas and the inverted commas that it is using, it deletes that as well. And it just extracts out the word from it, the essential words, I would say. And the words that are left are check my voicemails from mom. So these are the essential words that I would say that are left. So this you can say being having done the lexical analysis. So now doing the semantic and the syntax analysis, I get play voice messages, mom. And so this is how it has transformed. So this is known as removing the stop words. Really, my is not needed. From is not needed. We do not need these words. They do not really say or have very literal meaning to them or much meaning or sense to them, right? So these are deleted or these are eradicated. So we have play voice messages, mom, and then it does its processing. Access phone voice mailbox. It knows what it has to do. It has to go to the voice mailbox and filter the messages from mom. So it takes out the whole data set of what are the voice messages available. And then it filters out the messages that are from mom and based on the address book contact info. So wherever mom is saved or whichever number it is saved to the word mom, so whoever is saved as the person mom, it takes out that person and filters out the voice messages typically from that. And then it saves. Since, see, just see the difference between it said what I gave as the instruction was check my voicemails. And it uh, after the semantic analysis, it understood as you have to play voice messages. What else are you going to do with the voice messages, right? You're going to play them. So it says, okay, playing voice messages and not checking voice messages. I hope you get the difference between the verb that I'm telling you, right? So it says, okay, playing voice messages, and the first message that came out to be James, what time are you coming over for the Thanksgiving dinner? So there you go, guys. I hope I was able to get your nuances clear, basically the small things that you didn't know about NLP, or basically how to get started with NLP. Hope I was able to entrust you better or entrust you enough that now you would want to go and do something from NLP. So thank you very much, and we'll see you again.